In the realm of horror manga, Junji Ito stands as a towering figure. Much like Stephen King in the world of horror literature, his chilling tales have gathered worldwide acclaim, making his name synonymous with the terror in the manga universe. However, the horror genre in manga is rich and diverse, featuring a plethora of spine-tingling stories by various creators that demand the attention of horror enthusiasts. While Ito's work continues to captivate audiences, it's time to delve into the airy and unsettling worlds crafted by other talented mangakas. So let's start with this list. The first one on our list is Berserk. Kentaro Miura's dark fantasy epic Berserk has endured over 3 decades, even after the passing of its creator in 2021, with the series now carried forward by his lifelong friend Koji Mora. While Berserk may not fit the traditional horror mold, its narrative views elements of cosmic horror and grotesque monsters. The grotesque epistles that protagonist Guts confronts evokes a sense of horror akin to the twisted creation of H.P. Lovecraft. Berserk offers a unique blend of visual horror and an intricate fantasy narrative that has gained critical acclaim for decades. Next one is Tokyo Ghoul. Sui Ishida's Tokyo Ghoul may not immediately appear as a typical horror story, but beneath its surface lies a narrative that promises to haunt readers long after the final page. The story follows Ken Kaneki, a man nearly killed by a ghoul on a date, who becomes a half-ghoul himself after a life-saving organ transplant. This tale delves into the internal struggles of a person battling the monstrous side within, resulting in a constant psychological battle of wits and instincts. Tokyo Ghoul infuses its narrative with its intense gore, catering to most hardcore horror fans. It masterfully combines elements of psychological torment and visceral horror to deliver a riveting and tense manga experience. Next one is Parasyte by Hitoshi Iwaki. Hitoshi Iwaki's sci-fi horror masterpiece Parasyte offers a must-read experience for those drawn to body horror. The premise presents a chilling question: what if an extraterrestrial being infiltrates human society? The result is a chilling depiction of a hidden world teeming with grotesque extraterrestrial creatures lurking among us, emerging only to consume their prey. Parasyte excels in crafting horrific designs of its parasite-controlled humans, and readers will shudder as they witness these creatures' grotesque transformations. The series follows Shinichi and the parasite inhabiting his arm as they engage in a harrowing battle for survival. Next one is Sadako at the End of the World. Sadako, the iconic antagonist from the Ring franchise by Koji Suzuki, returns in her own airy manga, Sadako at the End of the World. Crafted by Koma Natsumi, this story navigates the post-apocalyptic future as 2 girls stumble upon Sadako's cursed videotape. Once they watch it, they are cursed to meet their demise in 7 days. However, this time Sadako emerges from the TV to find a world in ruins. The 2 survivors embark on a journey with Sadako, which often lead to tragic outcomes. This story masterfully blends elements of tragedy and horror, portraying the hopelessness of a world where Sadako, an unexpected beacon of light among ghosts, stands as a symbol of despair. Next one is Mieruko-chan. Mieruko-chan introduces readers to a horror comedy with an ingenious twist, masterminded by Tomoki Izumi. The story revolves around Mieruko, a girl who discovers her uncanny ability to see spirits. However, rather than embracing this gift, she masks her fear and pretends to be oblivious to the spectral world around her. This premise leads to a myriad of absurd and spine-tingling situations. What sets Mieruko-chan apart is its spectral entities, grotesque, nightmarish apparitions that have the potential to etch their horrifying visages into the reader's psyche. Mieruko's reluctance to acknowledge these terrifying specters is entirely justified, for their presence is enough to induce anxiety and dread. Explore the macabre horror and unsettling encounters as Mieruko navigates a world where the supernatural is disturbingly tangible. Next one is Night of the Living Cat. Prepare for an outrageous and inventive horror parody in Night of the Living Cat, a collaboration between Hawkman and Mecha Roots. The story takes readers into an apocalyptic scenario of cataclysmic proportion. Human mysteriously transforms into cat upon contact with a feline counterpart. Amidst this adorable onslaught, a group of survivors strive to endure this bizarre catastrophe. What makes this tale exceptionally entertaining is its steadfast commitment to playing this absurd premise entirely straight. The juxtaposition of a ludicrous concept within a Solman narrative framework yields moments of sheer hilarity. Furthermore, the malevolent cat design elevates these cuddly creatures into genuine threats to humanity. Dive into a world where the absurd meets the airy, and where the cuteness of cats conceals a menacing menace. Next one is Blood on the Tracks. Fans of psychological horror akin to Silence of the Lambs and The Babadook will find solace in Shujo Oshumu's Blood on the Tracks. The story centers on Seiichi and his mother Seiko, where life appears ordinary under her care. However, following a disturbing incident during a hiking trip, Seiichi's perception of reality begins to unravel. Blood on the Tracks is a narrative shrouded in mystery, with Seiko's character at its enigmatic core. As readers embark on this journey, they are confronted with a relentless barrage of twists and turns that keeps them perpetually on the edge. With its recent conclusion in Japan after 16 volume runs, the series offers an unsettling exploration of family, secrets, and the fragility of human psyche. Next one is Homunculus. Hideo Yamamoto's Homunculus plunges readers into a realm of supernatural horror that defies the faint of heart. The story unfolds through the eyes of Susumu Nakoshi, a homeless man who consents to a bizarre experiment in exchange for covering the towing fees of his car. This experiment unlocks his sixth sense, enabling him to pursue grotesque entities known as homunculi through his left eye. Homunculus distinguishes itself through its nightmarish creature designs, a reflection of Susumu's airy perception of reality. The narrative constantly toys with the reader's fear of the unknown, as the next grotesque revelation remains shrouded in mystery. This disturbing tale delves deep into the human psyche and offers a chilling experience that may very well haunt your dreams, making it advisable to avoid reading it alone at night. Next one is PTSD Radio. PTSD Radio ventures into the realm of horror, drawing inspiration from Junji Ito's storytelling style while introducing its unique twist. Authored by Masaki Nakayama, this manga delves into the unsettling theme of hair, weaving it into everyday fears that plagues a small town. The mastery of the artwork lies in its ability to twist and contort element that should offer comfort, ultimately creating a sense of unease. The surreal imagery on display pushes the boundaries of what readers find familiar, as each character confronts its enigmatic entity's terrifying manifestation. For enthusiasts of concise, short-form horror seeking to explore alternative voices beyond Junji Ito's world, PTSD Radio stands as an essential read. It beckons readers to confront the chilling unknown, where hairs becomes an instrument of dread, and dread an instrument of horror. And finally, on the first number, the anime is The Drifting Classroom. Before Junji Ito claimed his throne in the realm of horror manga, The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Umezu was already held as a defining masterpiece of this genre. The spine-chilling narrative embarks on a harrowing journey as it introduces a class of young children transported to an apocalyptic nightmare realm. The horrifying landscape they traverse, coupled with the overwhelming despair of their predicament, propels the adults towards madness. It falls upon the shoulders of the children to navigate this nightmarish world and seek a way back home. If Berserk tapped into cosmic horror, The Drifting Classroom cranks it up to 11. Within its pages lie colossal hands, airy children, and unspeakable monsters, making it an indispensable reading experience for devoted horror fans. The manga crafts a symphony of terror that resonates deeply with the fans of this genre, solidifying its status as a must-read masterpiece. While Junji Ito has undoubtedly earned his reputation as one of the foremost faces in horror manga, there exists a multitude of voices within the genre, each offering compelling and fresh narrative. Whether it's ghostly tale or a voyage into alternate dimension, the landscape of horror manga teems with countless stories waiting to captivate readers. Junji Ito's legacy is unquestionable, but Japan's most spine-tingling manga often lurks in the shadows, waiting to be discovered by those who dares to delve into the darkest recesses of literally horror. What are your thoughts about this video? Which is your favorite manga out of this list? Do you know any other manga which are not by Junji Ito? Make sure to leave those manga names in the comment section down below. And that's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. And that's it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.